The War with Single-Use Plastics, created by me, Alicia Ferreira. Have you ever walked by a pile of trash on the side of the road, drove by it, or you were at a waterfront restaurant and you saw a small, tiny piece of like a straw or a plastic cup floating by in the water? Well, just imagine that times a trillion. There are other areas in this world and in the States that there is a buildup of trash. And most of it, if not all of it, is going to be the single-use plastic, the small plastics. Single-use plastic has a negative impact on the environment with ineffective recycling and a lack of public awareness, which is damaging our land and inside of our oceans. Addressing these issues are important to fixing the environment. In this slideshow, I'm going to explain the environmental mess, the ineffective recycling, and how more public awareness is needed. Environmental issues. This was quoted in one of the articles. Plastic pollution is continuing to become a global crisis and is harming our landfill and marine life. If you've ever studied on that, so some of the marine life, the single-use plastic could get stuck in their gills or around their mouths. Very dangerous. Each year, between 4.8 and 12.7 million tons of single-use plastics enter the ocean. That's entering the ocean, and that's not even including the amount that is in our land still. So the plastic waste will fill our waterways and then bleed into our lakes and the oceans, which will kill and poison the marine life. There's so much in the land that it got to go somewhere, and that's where it's leading into. It's the ocean. Facilities are struggling. So the straws, makeup holders, snack wrappers, and many more small containers or things that we use quickly and toss away, they can start jamming up, or they have been jamming up the machines at the recycling facilities due to the overwhelming amount of the small plastics. They can't all be recycled efficiently. They have to they have to take out all the tiny pieces so they don't jam up the machines, which is time consuming as well. And again, there's very few facilities that are functioning. And it's been a struggle because if they can't take all of the trash, where does the trash go? It still is being bled into the land and then into our oceans because the facilities can't take all of it, or it's jamming up, or can't keep up with all the large amount of single-use plastic there is. And increase the public awareness. Given that the public and policy awareness is high, this is the opportune time to promote effective action to reduce the flow of single-use plastics. We are always on our cell phones, always on social medias, we're always driving. You can go and look on the billboards. There are areas where we can put this public awareness and express and show and share how much this pollution of single-use plastic is affecting our world today. And we must inform the people that they are part of the problem and we can guide them to be part of the solution. We can do this by sharing statistics, the videos of how it's damaging our landfills, the marine life, by showing photos of this as well. Overwhelm recycled, recycling facilities. This is quoted in the Brugger's article, but chemical recycling of plastics on a commercial scale remains limited and controversial, with some methods, including pyrolysis, amounting to a little than incineration or turning plastics into more fossil fuels, according to its environmental critics. The issue they're addressing here is that the recycling facilities are using a chemical processing to break down these plastics, which is causing more pollution and fossil fuels, which we are trying to get rid of. They are using those recycled pieces, building something else so you can reuse those recycled pieces. But who says that those are going to be safe to use after all this chemical breakdown has been touched and used on it? So, and we're trying to avoid the polluting the air. The thing about that is the technology is only going to get better and the studies are only going to get better as long as we continue to try our best to do this all as in one, and we either help guide the facilities, help fund them. There are other ways, but I do think the more facilities and the more studies, the better the pollution is going to be. And all, I do think that there is a huge issue with the single-use plastics. I've seen straws, I've seen cups, I've seen makeup containers, I've seen cigarette containers, I've seen so many different plastic materials that have been just tossed on the ground willingly or accidentally, and it's building up and it is damaging. It's damaging our world today, and there are solutions until the facilities can catch up with the technology. We could use paper containers, paper straws, paper cups. There are alternatives. I just think that there needs to be more action and a lot more study with it and a lot more public awareness so that there are more people that don't even think about these things. They're aware of it and they can help change. And that is all.